What's up, Colts Nation? Welcome back to Bring the Juice. Wanted to hop on here real fast, guys. I'm going to get my background here figured out. But anyway, there we go. Wanted to hop on here real fast because there's obviously been a lot of things that have happened today, most notably Anthony Richardson being named the starter for the Colts' first preseason game on Saturday against the Buffalo Bills. And, Shane Steichen talked to the media and confirmed that. Anthony Richardson, by the way, really excited and obviously has a little bit of combination, of nerves, of excitement, all that stuff. Really looking forward to his first game, first action. Very Andrew Luck-esque in the way that he said, I want contact, And I know that might scare some people a little bit, but I definitely felt like Anthony Richardson is just a kid that's been chomping at the bit to get ready to roll. And so great to see him get the opportunity here. Shane Steichen did say that the starters will get a quarter. So what does that mean? He did add the caveat before I get to that. He did add the caveat that certain players may have different time, right? So just because the starters, quote unquote, get only a quarter doesn't necessarily mean that every single player who is out there on the starting offense will get only a quarter, right? I think guys like Richardson, guys like Nick Cross, those young guys that need experience, it's so invaluable for them to get this experience here in the preseason. And, I had the opportunity today to talk with Chris Ballard, and that is a big thing that he emphasized was this kid just needs reps. He just needs live experience. And what better way than the preseason where it doesn't matter as much? The stats don't matter as much. What matters is getting those live reps and getting yourself in a position, right? If you're the week one starter, again, it's vanilla coverage, vanilla defense. It's not what you're going to see, but just those live reps, those are invaluable for a young player like Richardson. So Shane Steichen, obviously, confirming this was – I don't think it was too much of a surprise that he did this. It was definitely something where, Anthony Richardson wasn't too surprised. I mean, they asked him the question. They said, do you feel like that, that nervousness, if you will, or that kind of adrenaline, I guess is probably the better word. He's like, a little bit, but I think he kind of knew he was gonna play. Whether or not he started, I think to him right now was irrelevant. He was gonna play no matter what. So that is kind of the news of the day, that Anthony Richardson will be the starter. And again, the big question is, for how long will he be out there, right? Will he be out there only a quarter? Will he be out there a half? Will he be out there three quarters? Like where is he going to be, right? How long is he going to be out there? Is he going to be out there just with the starters? Is he going to be out there with the starters and the second team? That remains to be seen. But it's going to be interesting nonetheless. And by the way, thank you to the 30 people who are in here right now. I always appreciate people who just hop in here impromptu. I did not anticipate doing a type of video right now, but I felt like I had a little bit of time right after practice. Just wanted to just hop on here, give my thoughts about the whole Anthony Richardson news. For the 30 of you who are in here, thank you. Really appreciate it. If you would do me a big favor and like the stream, so that way it gets it out to other people, share it, whatever you got to do, so we can get more people in here joining the conversation and talking about Anthony Richardson and the Colts here today in this stream. And I don't have a lot of time, guys. I probably have to leave in about 10 to 15 more minutes, but I just wanted to hop on here and give my thoughts. So let's get into some of the comments here. If you have any comments or anything you want me to read, be sure to drop those, and I will get to those. Yes, so to confirm, this is not the starting quarterback, like in the whole quarterback competition. This was just for the Bills game for week one of the preseason, right? It says in a clear, definite, like Richardson is the guy week one of the regular season. That's still, I think, a long ways away. I think the Colts will probably take it down to the wire when it comes to figuring out who their starter is going to be week number one. What's up, Matt? How are you doing? Good to see you in here, man. Hope all's well with you. No surprise, Facebook user. I don't know why your name doesn't show up. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, no surprise, really. when it comes to that. Paul Wilson's in here. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate you being in here, my friend. Paul says, I'm actually excited to watch a preseason game. Yes, I agree, Paul. I am excited to watch a preseason game as well. I mean, unfortunately, of course, I say that. And unfortunately, I'm going to be at work and Derek's going to be at work. And it just happens to fall on the exact time we are not available, right? But I do think for those of you who are curious, although we won't have a live stream of the game, the play-by-play, which is a bummer, we will have, a pre kind of thing coming out either the morning of or the night before, kind of talking about some players that we're watching, some things that we're watching, kind of like our basically equivalent of the pregame preview show for the regular season. It's just more of instead of the actual score, it's just players we're watching and players who need to have big games and stuff like that, So that's how that will go. And then Derek will be off around 5. So he'll probably get a recap of some sort around 6 or so, I would say. So that's kind of how that day will go. But anyway, appreciate you being in here, Paul. Appreciate everybody for being in here. CMDSR is in here. He says, hey, Cody, how are you, man? Hope you are doing well. Hope all is well with you. How many people have been out to training camp this year, out of curiosity? I was out there today. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the technology gremlins did not like me today. As I was recording and Derek was doing the interview, all of a sudden it decided to corrupt the file of the Josh Downs interview, in case you were curious. That's what we were doing. And so we didn't have it. All we have is a couple pictures. And so proof that we did do it, it didn't work out that way. And it was like everything that could have happened did happen in terms of not being able to get it. So I do apologize on that. We're really looking forward to getting that one out. Everything looked and sounded good. And then I had apparently the SD card that I had or something was like not fully functioning. I didn't realize that until it was too late. So I got to get a new one of those. You live and learn from that, but that was definitely a bummer. Appreciate you for liking it, Paul. For everybody who isn't here, if you would join Paul and hitting the like button. I'm really trying, and Derek and I are really trying to get a bunch of people in here, get people who are, coming back time and time again. So we're trying to do things in addition to what we already do to get more interaction, to get more Colts fans in here, because preseason is Saturday and we are getting into full swing of everything. So yes, Matt, inside the horseshoe. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said your name. He says, I think it's smart to have him out there with the ones. Absolutely. He builds that chemistry, right? He's built chemistry with Pierce. We know that. He's built chemistry with Pittman. They had a touchdown today on the 7-on-7s. He's built chemistry with Kylan Cranston, who honestly has been pretty much the only tight end out there, especially today, was the only healthy, legitimate tight end that's going to factor into this roster today. And he was about the only one out there. And everybody else was kind of like, who is this? Guys like Jelani Woods, Mo Alley Cox, Will Mallory, Drew Ogletree, all on the sideline today. So it was really the Kylan Granson show when it came to the tight end position today. 1 month away today. Yes, I did see something about that. 1 month away from the regular season kicking off for the Colts. That's exciting. I'm really looking forward to another season. Football has been away for far too long. So we are ready in full swing for the new season. Hope you guys are as well, because content's coming out. Colts hopefully are going to be entertaining. It's hard to say if they're going to be good at this point, but hopefully they're entertaining. We get a lot of interaction and we're able to interact with you guys. Yep, waiting on Saturday. I am excited to hear things about Saturday. I wish I could watch it, but I'm excited nonetheless to hear it. All right. Colby's in here. What's up, Colby? Good to see you. Said, do you think the amount of time will kind of depict whether or not he will be the actual starting quarterback? I think it's too early to tell, to be completely honest with you. I think right now they're not ready to make a decision anytime soon, right? They still have multiple weeks to figure this out. I think right now the big key is getting Richardson all the reps you possibly can, getting him out on the field, getting him playing against a defense that's not your own, right? getting him, playing against linebackers that aren't Shaquille Leonard or Zaire Franklin or EJ Speed out there, right? Getting him playing against corners that aren't, Juju Brents, Dallas Flowers, all these guys, like just getting him a little bit of a different look, right? For better or for worse, getting him different players that he's playing against, I think is going to be so valuable for him. And also the Bears come to town next week, and that's going to be very fun to see how he responds to playing against the Bears, who have added a lot of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So that'll be fun. I wish reaction vids to NFL highlights were allowed. Me too, man. That would definitely be a really cool thing. I wish we could do that. You live in Virginia? We went today. JT met Ursay on the bus. Oh, really? Yeah, that's a crazy one. How's it going, Matt? I like the picture. That's beautiful. Gorgeous. Did I miss one here? So, Kareem Hunt. So I actually asked Chris Ballard about Kareem Hunt today. He was pretty kind of standoffish. He didn't really give me a whole lot. He seemed like he was, if I had to guess, and again, this is a total guess, could be completely wrong, I would lean towards they found something they didn't like, whether it was a contract, whether it was some sort of injury, whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but I have a feeling that it's not happening. Could be wrong on that. The Colts could sign Kareem Hunt as I'm speaking, but I do know that Ballard said even though they signed a running back yesterday, they're still looking on the market. They're not done, I don't think. I think they're still thinking about potentially signing another running back, especially considering all the guys injured right now. We obviously know Taylor on the PUP. We know Zach Moss with the broken forearm. So they need some help at running back right now. They have really Kenyon Drake, who is the veteran of the group right now. Obviously, they have Evan Hull. Deion Jackson missed today's practice. So they're kind of hurting when it comes to the running back position right now. Hopefully, they can get some guys back and healthy here. But I think right now they just need bodies, to be completely honest with you. They just need guys to fill in for injury right now. Paul says, I live in Florida, but I'll be in the game in Jacksonville. Hey, man, maybe they break the curse. It's been a long time. It's crazy, guys. I think the last time the Colts won in Jacksonville, I was graduating high school. Now, to give you an idea, I'm 27 years old. That tells you anything right there. It's not good. It's not good. It has not been good at all. Not been good at all. How many series will AR get this Saturday? That is a big question, man. I could see a scenario where I think they get him all the reps they can, to be honest with you. But like Gardner Minshew doesn't need the reps. Like he's been in the league enough. Like I don't feel like he needs the reps compared to Richardson. So maybe Gardner doesn't really play a whole lot. I don't know. He probably does because of the competition and stuff. But I'm all team. Give AR all the reps you want to give him at this point. We will typically do play-by-play for the preseason games. It just so happened that this preseason game fell on a date where Derek was working and I was working, and I don't typically work Saturdays. That's just kind of how it fell right now. So we won't have it for this game, but we will have it as much as possible for the preseason and going into the regular season. So be on the lookout for that. We're trying to add some cool elements to the live stream this year, so it's a lot. Like it's cooler and it's a lot less just Derek staring at a screen and mumbling and eating breadsticks and whatever else. So we're trying to figure out a few more things to make it a little bit more exciting. And we're working on that. So we'll see if we roll it out in the preseason or not, but still very much a work in progress. Yep. This is what I was saying. Paul agrees. He needs reps. That's what the season's about for our offense. Okay, you're gonna see the Colts in Charlotte. Hey, crazy enough, guys, that day is actually my wedding day. Of course, the Frank Reich return, or I'm sorry, I guess it's not. Is it in Indy? I don't know. I'd have to look. I thought it was in Indy, but maybe it is in Carolina. Deion Jackson showed some talent last season. The Colts have trust he can improve enough to lead the running back position with Hall and Drake as backups. The thing is, he's injured right now. So I don't know how the Colts feel about it. I mean, Ballard spoke pretty highly of him today when we talked about him. So I think he likes a lot where their backs are. But hey, you know what? Like, I think running backs, similar to how I would view like corners, you can never have enough good ones. So I don't fault them for just looking, because there's still some really good backs on the open market right now. And if you can get them at a reasonable price, I mean, it might make all the difference, especially if, this uncertainty with the Jonathan Taylor injury continues on. We just don't know right now when it comes to that. By the way, shout out to the 50 of you in here right now. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. You've heard me say it before. But I only got a few more minutes in here, guys. Probably I'll go to about 6:50. All right. So 4 more minutes in here. Get any questions you have in here. I'm just going to kind of rapid fire through these. Paul's at the Colts game against Jacksonville the past season. I'm starting a winning streak. Very nice. Very nice. Billy says, okay, so two very different comments. 4 wins. Said that'll be the dream. Billy says, nah, we win it all. And Billy also adds that he's glad that AR is starting, so he sees the tip top of the defense has to offer. I think that's great. Just throw him in, man. Like, trial by fire at this point. If he's truly the guy that has that character and that resolve that you claim that he has, again, and you scouted him and you had him in for visits, then you know what? Throw him out there and see what he's got. What running back you think we going to be up? I think I know what you're asking. If you're asking which running back I think starts, I would say Evan Hall right now. But Kenyon Drake, I think we'll see a lot of Evan Hall. I'm just going to say that. I don't know if he'll start, but I think he's going to be the main focus here, the guy that gets a majority of the reps, with this offense. It's in Charlotte. Okay. Awesome. I wouldn't mind getting Cook with Hunt and Moss. Richardson going to be interesting. I'm getting through them. Kenny, where's Derek? Is he chasing down them breadsticks? Probably. I don't know where he's at. I just kind of hopped on here impromptu, so he probably doesn't even know this stream's happening right now, and we're calling him out for his breadstick addiction. Okay. I'm interested in seeing the offensive line this year. I plan to go to the Cleveland game to see the new uniforms. Oh, yeah, that's right. That'll be cool. Colts unveil the new uniforms. I think Nelson, this is a good question. I think this is the year Nelson bounces back. I mean, just a new philosophy, a fresh start. Tony Sperano Jr., I mean, the linemen have already said it. Again, I know, want to speak highly of your coach, but I just feel like the feeling in the offensive line room is one of refreshment, one of just that fresh new start, feeling like, all right, we got this. We can get back to it, because really that's what Kelly said, and that's what other guys have said. A lot of it was just miscommunication last year in terms of the offensive line, just not communicating, free rushers coming off and just killing that passing game. All right, I'm going to get through these comments. With the Titans game, have you seen the depth chart? I have seen the depth chart. Surprising, we actually haven't done a video on it. We'll probably touch on it later, and maybe we'll touch on that. Actually, we'll probably touch on that one when we talk about the game here in the next couple of days. Touch on the depth chart and kind of discuss that. So be on the lookout for that. If you're making me choose right now which corners are starting, I think Juju plays for sure. I think it's Darrell Baker and Dallas Flowers right now. And then it'll be interesting to see the slot with Kenny Moore out right now. Maybe one of those guys slides in there. But I think the next guy up would probably be Juju, if I'm guessing right now. I just want to see some RPOs for once. Yup. My first preseason game was 20 years ago at the Dome. Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, hope you'll have a great time there at that game. That'll be a lot of fun. All right. Flowers has looked, he's kind of flown under the radar, but I think he still looked pretty good. He's still been out there with the starting defense. So I think those are probably your two guys. But I would say this. I think Juju's gonna take one of those spots soon. He's just been, he's getting back into it. Really it hasn't even been out there a full week. So I think he's gonna get there eventually. I think he will. So it's just a matter of time with him. What's up, Luke? Yeah, good to see you, man. Luke was at the training camp today. It was good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a good time. I felt like I was a little antisocial today, and I apologize. I was trying to get stuff with the video, and it ended up not working out. So whatever. But yeah, overall, guys, that's kind of just my thoughts on the Anthony Richardson thing with Shane Steichen. Blackman is starting. Yes, sir. With that, what should the expectations be? I mean, I think Richardson even said it. He said he wants to be consistent, right? Consistency is his biggest thing right now. So that's just what I want to see. I don't necessarily have a stat line, but I just want to see him push the ball down the field a little bit, show off a little bit. He's going to have issues. He had issues today with some overthrows and stuff like that. So it's a work in progress with Richardson, but all in all, I would say right now it's progress, not perfection. I mean, you want perfection, but right now that's where you're at. So, guys, that will do it for this quick live stream here, talking about Anthony Richardson, talking about the Colts, talking about the preseason, all that fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed a little impromptu live stream here. I would stay on longer, but I got to get going. But thank you guys. Really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. You guys rock. You guys make this worth it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, or maybe you've watched our content for years and you haven't subscribed yet, hey, would you consider? We'd appreciate it. So thanks, guys. Have a good evening. And as always, go Colts.